All right, greetings everyone. The purpose of this video is to go over an example of dimensional analysis that allows us to use conversions of units to solve a problem that you might not necessarily think at first when you look at it would require the use of unit conversion. So here's our situation. We have a bicycle that's traveling at 15 miles per hour. We want to know how many feet it's going to cover in 20 seconds. Now, when we look at this problem, a couple of things hopefully stand out. So first of all, we see that the bike is traveling at 15 miles per hour. So there's a rate that we're given. So I'm going to write down that that's our rate, and recall that 15 miles per hour, when you see per hour, that actually means per 1 hour. So we can write that as a rate as 15 miles. That word per stands for our fraction bar, and then 1 hour. So we have it in that nice fraction form. Also, when we look at this, we see that it's asking for how many feet, which means that our final answer here should have units of feet. And then we're also told that the bike is covering 20 seconds. The amount of time that it's moving is 20 seconds. And notice that that is also a unit of time, right, which matches another unit time over here, and that we also have hours, but they are in different increments, right? So seconds and hours are both units of time. However, they are not at the same scale. So we're going to have to do some conversions there. Additionally, we see that the given information, the given rate, contains miles, and then what we're looking for, the answer we want, is in feet. Okay, so let's look at how dimensional analysis, which is just about multiplying by rates to cancel out units, can help us solve this problem. So to do a problem like this, I'm first going to start with the given information that is not a rate. So we're given just that the bike is traveling 20 seconds. It's not 20 seconds per anything or something per seconds. It's just 20 seconds. So to set up my dimensional analysis, I'm going to start with that as 20 seconds. And then I'm going to put that over 1 so that it's as a fraction, and we'll match our other units. Whoops, sorry about that. Okay, and then as I mentioned, the rate we have contains units in terms of hours. So what we want to do next is convert this unit of seconds into units of hours. So we do that by noting, first of all, we can't go straight from seconds to hours. We don't have a conversion for that. But we can convert seconds into minutes, and then we can convert minutes into hours. So we can do this in 2 steps. So what we'll do first is multiply by a rate that'll allow us to convert seconds into minutes. If we keep in mind our conversion there, that there are 60 seconds in 1 minute, when we set that up in our dimensional analysis here, we're going to put seconds on the bottom in the denominator, so they'll be able to cancel with the seconds we have in the numerator in the number we started with. So notice I have seconds above and seconds below. So the way this setup is going to look like, if seconds are on the denominator, we're going to put minutes in the numerator. As we said, 60 seconds is equivalent to 1 minute. And then we can cancel out the seconds in the numerator up here with the seconds in the denominator down here. And now we're in units of minutes. Then we can continue this process to convert the minutes into hours by again multiplying by another rate. In this case, we will once again put minutes in the denominator, and this time hours in the numerator. And the reason we do that is because we want the minutes in the denominator down here to cancel with the minutes in the numerator up here. We again know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. And then we can cancel out the minutes here. And notice now that we have hours, right? And so that's good because that matches the units here in our rate, which are 15 miles per hour. And so at this point, since we've now reached those units of hours, we're going to go ahead and multiply by that rate there. So the 15 miles per 1 hour. or 1 hours. And notice in this case, I can leave this fraction as is, because when I do that, I end up with hours down here in the denominator, hours here in the numerator, and those will cancel out. And now we're into units of miles, which is good because the answer we're looking for here is units in terms of feet, okay? Which is a unit of distance or unit of length. And even though we're not into feet yet, we're on the right track. We're kind of in the right ballpark now. So our final step here would be to multiply by one more unit rate. And I apologize, I'm kind of going off the screen here. As we need to convert the miles into feet. In this case, we will once again put miles down on the bottom, feet on the top, since we want to be able to cancel the miles in the denominator here with the miles in the numerator. Our conversion, if you take a look at our conversion chart between feet and miles, that there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. And again, I apologize, that green may not show up very well there. In fact, let me highlight this. This is 1 miles. We have 5,280 feet here in the numerator. And then the miles in the denominator here will cancel with the miles in the numerator, and we're left in units of feet, which is what we wanted. Okay. And so now, even though we have this big long string of fractions here, they end up with the final units that we want, which are feet. And then we can multiply these fractions just as we know how to multiply, just 2 or 3 fractions, is we're going to multiply all the numbers in the numerator. So we do the 20 times 1 times 1 times 15 times 5,280. We can go ahead and put that into our calculator. And we would get, if we do that, 1,584,000 in the numerator. Do the same thing in the denominator, so multiply the 1 by 60 by 60 by 1 by 1. We'll end up with 3,600 in the denominator. We multiply those two. And we also have to remember to include our units here. So since the only units that didn't cancel out were feet, we're left with feet there. And then we can finally simplify here by dividing those two numbers. So remember, fractions are another way of representing division. So 1,584,000 over 3,600 is the same as 1,584,000 divided by 3,600. And when we do that, we actually end up with a nice round number here of 440 feet. So it turns out that if you were riding a bike 15 miles an hour, which is a pretty good clip, you would cover 440 feet in 20 seconds. All right, so that's an example of using dimensional analysis to solve a problem via canceling out units in a way that may not at first have seemed like a problem that would have utilized dimensional analysis. All right, that's it for now. Thank you for watching.